Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of HRD 631, The Adult Learner. Tomorrow, which is Monday, February 24th, we start week number 6. And week number 6 is a continuation of adult learning theories. Specifically, there's two very important subjects we will be looking at this week and next week. But let's just focus in on this week for the time being. The first subject that we'll be looking at is transformational learning, which is a deeply profound type of learning. It's different, as you will find out. It's different than just learning something new. It's the type of learning that has the potential to kind of change a person's worldview, something very dramatic that occurs as the result of something generally happening in our life. And we'll get into the actual nuts and bolts of it this week, but I will say that this was a theory that was brought forth by Jack Mezirow in the 1970s, expanded in the 80s, and really what it has to do with it are the steps. He put together the steps that people go through with this whole transformative learning. And the first step is called a disorienting dilemma. And the disorienting dilemma is some kind of major event that occurs. And I don't think it's worthwhile to define what these things are, but I can tell you some of the more typical transformative or disorienting dilemma is things like death of a spouse or a parent, or getting fired from a job, or something. It could be a divorce. It could be something that kind of rocks your world. And for me, I've had a couple of these in my life, and one was when I did get fired from a major manufacturing job. I was a manufacturing manager, and I look back on that time, which was many years ago now. It was probably 33 years ago, and it truly changed me. It changed me. It rocked my world. And from the first step here, it's called a disorienting dilemma. It is, for me, it was just that. I didn't really know what was going on, what way I should be going, how I should move forward. And as the result of that, it changed me. And one of the things that that I've put in here for this week is there's first of all a video. Second of all, put together a PowerPoint that goes through just the steps in particular. So that's the one topic we have this week. The other one is experimental learning or experiential learning, which really comes down to learning from experience. Some folks in this class may have participated in a team building exercise. Just say you go to some location and you do a ropes course, and as a team you move through the ropes course as a team, people overcome fear, etc. But experiential learning is really learning by doing. And many, if not all, of the apprenticeship programs that we have, and right in the area that I live in, 8 miles from Bath Iron Works, and Bath Iron Works probably is one of the more robust apprenticeship programs in Maine and maybe even on the East Coast. But though what I know about that program from people that have been it, and I've studied this, is it's truly a hands-on program. You are learning by doing. One of my grandson's fellow classmates, he took part in a firefighting, or he's taking part of in a firefighting apprenticeship program where he lives at a firehouse, and at the end of that he will be qualified to be a firefighter. Same type of thing. So both of these, we have transformative learning theory and experiential learning, are two key components of what I consider deep learning that occurs in the adult education world. So let's get right to the materials. We have the readings to do, chapters 7 and 8. We have electronic reserve articles, and then we have a discussion forum. Now, a couple of things that are coming up. February 23rd, which is today, the exploration project question is due. Now, this is just the question, nothing more than that. You don't need to write or spend a lot of time on it. When I take a look at these, I'll give you some comments. Next thing coming up doesn't occur till March 9th, and that's the learning reflection paper. I'll have more information on that coming forward. So here we have week number 6, the overview, things to do this week. Also an advanced organizer for week number 7. Electronic reserves, and I said they're optional. Now, there's nothing, that is up to you. But I'm making the readings optional this week. I'd highly encourage you to take a look at them, skim them if at all possible, because they're really important, but reading them is optional. Have a video on transformative learning theory. Wonderful. It gives you the bones. It gives you an overview of transformative learning theory. We have a great TED Talk. And there's also a PowerPoint presentation that I put together. And I just want to show you one thing that has to do with transformative learning theory. So right here, now first of all, here's Jack Mesereau. He came up with this whole transformative learning theory that's been critiqued, it's been argued, it's stood the test of time, and it is an established learning theory that started with Jack Mesereau. But as I mentioned previously, Mesereau has 10 phases. The first one is a disorienting dilemma. And I say in here it could be loss of job, divorce, marriage, back to school, moving to a new culture, moving across the country from Maine to California, from Texas to, it doesn't really matter, but it's a major event that happens in a person's life. And the steps, or he calls them phases, you have the disorienting dilemma. Second one, self-examination of feelings of anger, guilt, shame, etc. It can be all of the above. Now, down at the bottom here, the last number 9, building self-confidence, and then number 10, a reintegration into one's life on new terms. So really, as the result of this transformative learning theory, things are changed. Your worldview has been changed. So I'm going to leave it at that. And if you have any questions for me, please reach out. I'm here to help. And I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. And I look forward to seeing everybody's exploration questions coming in. And I will have some comments on that coming back to you next week. Hope you have a wonderful day, everybody, and let me know if I can help in any way. See ya.